am. All right, El Michelle McCrae. El Michelle, you're in the house. Hey, El Michelle, good to see you. Welcome to my community vibe check. We've got my brother Esteban coming on tonight. There he is. I'm going to wave to both of you. It's going to be a good night. I can already feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Are we good over on YouTube for everybody? All right. So I'm going to send now, Root Wave, hit me with a request to join so I can bring you on up for tonight's community vibe check. Welcome everybody to my, to the community vibe check. It's a Thursday, January 13th, 2022. We'll never be in this day ever again. We're joined tonight by Esteban. Oh, yeah. It's going to be amazing. I'm pulling up my show notes now. I see people coming into the room over on Reddit. Welcome to the space. Also, welcome YouTube. So good to see you. So good to see you. We got. Yo.
Hey, what's going on, man?
We got Esteban. Let me say something to me real quick. Testing 1 2 1 2. We'll get the vibe right.
Sure. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Oh, this is gonna be so juicy. Shout out to Darbs and the audience down there. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Okay, maybe I should I'm gonna take a breath because the adrenaline of seeing you on the screen and like connecting here. I'm like, because you're like the first 2022 community vibe check like participant. Like,
I'm honored.
I love that namaste energy. Yeah, you're the first. My theme for this year is joyful expansion. So I was like, how can we connect with more people? How can we network more lights together? I know that the world is very doom and gloom outside, my brother, but like I want joyful expansion. I want joyful expansion in my heart. Mm-hmm. And so I reached out to you and I was like, yo, you want to talk about what's expanding in your life joyfully in the midst of chaos and everything going, topsy-turvy, left, right, center. And you said yes. So I'm so glad you're here.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Oh my God.
I love the vibe. It's awesome.
Can you hear the music and everything?
Hell yeah, it's great.
Listen, we decided that in 2022 we weren't going to try to fake the funk. Right. Shout out to Mexi down there and all. It's me, Nicole Marie. I'm gonna wave to y'all real quick. We were gonna try to come out the gate. I ended 2021 with COVID, stuck in the house for a full quarantine, brother. And so I just kind of came out with just, arm just going for 2022. Anyway, introduce yourselves to the people. Let them know over on Reddit and YouTube who we're talking to today and what kind of magic you bring to the world. And then I'm going to hit you with all of the questions, these random questions that I have over here for you.
Sure. So my name is Estaban Conde. You can find me at therootwave.com or on Instagram at therootwave. Basically what I do is digital marketing, online branding, content creation. Basically, I'm a business and creative consultant. And even on my own channel, The Root Wave, I have a YouTube channel where I've done about 35 interviews with people to explore, business, art, music. So I'm really into really connecting people and really understanding them a lot more.
Okay, so is this the thing that lights you up in the world? Because my first question is always, what lights you up? Is the creative process the thing? Hey, Shea Marie, the artist, so good to see another creative in the space. Is this the thing that lights you up?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for my self-expression or even trying to figure out what my creativity was, I feel like I wouldn't be here today. So I really appreciate that I grew with my creativity and I'm still growing and I love it. It's game changer.
When did you step into your creativity? Like, I remember the moment in my Baptist church as a child when I stepped into like that moment of like, oh, wow, the way I sing really moves people in a certain way. When was that moment for you, Esteban, when you felt like, oh, like I have an impact here with my creativity in the world? When was that moment for you?
Well, I'm gonna give you like a brief history about myself, but I was always creative as I was young. When I was younger, I was like the the lead role in like 2 or 3 plays. I played like the saxophone in front of everyone, and I was like color guard, sang like the Star Spangled Banner. Like I did all of that. I didn't know that meant creativity. I didn't know that meant expression. It wasn't until years later when I decided I wanted to quit my corporate job that I was like, let's try to be creative again. When I was 15, from 15 to 18, I did a music production, just making beats and stuff like that. So I realized, I'm like, you know what? I'm not happy if I'm not creative, but I don't know if I'm still creative. So I want to say it was like late 2000 or early 2018 where I had the epiphany of like, I really want to be creative, and just started doing things that, made my creativity come out. I'm also very big into business. So what I decided to do was kind of bridge the gap between both of them. And now I have a career in it. So I'm doing all right.
I love it. Now, we have a wonderful saxophonist in the audience, a professional saxophonist, El Michelle, who I know from the Clubhouse app. I'm not sure. Do you dive in any of the Clubhouse spaces or anything like that?
No, I haven't yet. But
it's a whole different ecosystem of
it is, right?
Sharing. It's like a podcast, but it's ongoing. It's a lot. But there was resonance there about the saxophone. Can you say a little more about your saxophone playing or back in the day?
Oh, well, it was like in middle school. I did it for about 2 years, but for some reason I was just the better of everyone. So anytime we had like some type of, I don't know, like some type of presentation to do, that I was always in the front center, playing.
I love it. I love it. Not afraid to share your light with people. Like we can't.
Right.
Okay. So this was a question from last night's community vibe check. We got Quasi was here yesterday in the comments, and he was talking about it. Now I'm going to delve in and out of like heavy parts of like your work and your creativity, and then into like the the mundane stuff. Like, do you squeeze the toothpaste tube or do you roll it?
If it's full, because if it's empty, I'm going to roll it. But if it's full, I get sloppy and I squeeze it.
Okay. So when you're pulling the toothpaste, are you feeling comfortable enough and vulnerable enough, because this is a safe space? Are you feeling? Yeah. We got 16 people listening in, and people listening all over the globe. Okay. What type of toothpaste do you use, Estaban of the Root Wave? By the way, I'm talking to Estaban of the Root Wave over on Instagram. What do you call it? A renaissance man when it comes to creativity and expression. He wants to help you fill in the blank for me. You want to help people
express themselves
through
their imagination.
Through their imagination. I love it. And so what kind of toothpaste do you use?
Oh man, I don't know. I gotta ask the wife, but I think it's Colgate. I think
it's got with the stripes in it. Or do you stripes or no stripes?
Yeah. It does have like 2 or 3 colors going on.
It's probably Colgate. Okay, great. And if you're pulling it fresh out the box, you are squeezing it from the side.
Yeah, it's probably because I'm impatient, but I feel like maybe because creative people are also sometimes a little bit like hasty. I don't know. That's just my theory. I wouldn't say all of them, but maybe some of them.
There's a follow-up from yesterday's question. What's the advantage to your method? If you had to teach your method of toothpaste removal to people, welcome Teaching Liberty to the space. So good to see you. I'll give you a wave. If you had to teach your method of squeezing toothpaste to people, what would your process be, and what would be the advantages? We'll go back to the other questions in a second about your brand and your business and your gift to the world that we all know that you're going to give. But what would be your method and advantage?
This is such a detailed question. It's so specific. I don't know. I never really thought about it. It's just the one thing that you're really teaching me right now with this question is that I need to be a little more present in the moments, even those little moments where I'm like trying to brush my teeth. So
wow.
I appreciate that.
Would you be present right now? And we'll go through it together because you're my guest host. By the way, we're joined by the Root Wave tonight over on Instagram. To everybody over on Reddit and also YouTube that are catching all of this love flow. We're joined by Estaban from the Root Wave over on Instagram, and he is going to guest host with me right now tonight's Community Vibe Check, because it'll be over in like the next 10 minutes or so. Estaban, it comes at you fast, right?
Right.
And let us know in the comments if you want to tonight, because we're about to step into today's question of the day. But if you want to let us know, I see El Michelle is going down. The toothpaste thing got me. Let us know down there in the comments. There's another question on deck. Are you a toilet paper over or toilet paper under kind of person? From El Michelle.
Over 100%. Over.
Me too. Yeah, I'm totally an over person. I don't want to have to, like, in my hour of need, I don't want to have to go searching for the answers. I need the answers to be apparent. Hallelujah.
I like that.
All right. So for those of you who are on my email list, shameless plug for the email list, the Love City Arts e-blast, which you're going to see Esteban and I's interview and session together in the community vibe check. You're going to see that in tomorrow's e-blast and the next few days of e-blast to just boost up a brother in love and put all of his at mentions, all of his Instagrams and Cash Apps on my email because I believe in people. If you got it today, though, you'll know that today is Happy National Sticker Day. It's not. Do you do Snickers? Do you do Snickers? Do you do?
I do Snickers.
First of all, do you do Snickers?
Definitely.
Do you do Snickers with the almonds?
I mean, there'd have to be no regular Snickers, but when is there not regular Snickers? You know,
when is there not? That's a whole different episode of the podcast. It's fine. That's a whole different. That's a whole different episode. A whole different question. Okay. Do you do stickers? Do you believe in stickers? Did you believe in stickers as a child? Is this something that was like you do?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with stickers. I love how people now, creative people, are using the stickers as like guerrilla marketing. You know, where they're just sticking them everywhere. So, you know, it's actually fun walking through New York City and seeing like a pole that has like 1 million stickers on it, and it's just taking like 30 seconds to look at them. Like, you know, what is that?
When you receive a sticker, what is your natural inclination to do with it? Do you save it?
Yeah, I was gonna say I put it on my hand.
Oh, any kind of sticker you receive?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like any sticker that I've received in the last 10 years have always been enough to fit on my hand. So.
Oh, so you're not putting stickers on items like on a Trapper Keeper. I'm probably dating myself by saying the word Trapper Keeper in the air.
Yeah. Well, no, that's my era too. So I remember the Trapper Keeper days. Like the more stickers you had, you know, you had the, you know, you had it. You had the swag.
It was a swag. It was a swag. And so were you putting stickers on your Trapper Keeper, or are they going in your hands and then going?
No. If we're talking about Trapper Keeper, you got to put them on the Trapper Keeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now we know Esteban. Esteban had no clue what he was stepping into with the community vibe checks. Today's quote of the day is from Marianne Cantwell. It's, "Weaknesses are just strengths in the wrong environment." I thought that was, when I picked that one for today, I was like, wow, weaknesses are just strengths in the wrong environment. And I just, how do you feel about that? Like off the dome. Do you want me to riff first? You want to riff on it?
I don't mind saying what I got to say about it. I really think that it's also a combination of, you know, when are your strengths present, right? So like, let's say you're at work at a dead-end job, but you're super creative, then obviously you're in the wrong place, you know? So it's really about, you know, I guess what they're saying is like, you know, putting yourself in the position or in the right time and place to use your strengths appropriately.
Right. Absolutely. And also, like, just because you think that you're weak in a certain area, like that's only attributed to the fact that you're not in the right environment. Like, a lot of people will downplay themselves. A lot of people will play themselves short, and they'll call themselves weak. You're not necessarily weak. You just may be in the wrong environment. You may not be in a space that can flourish and nourish you. And that's what I pull from that today. Like, I'm like, yo, like, we all want to be, Esteban wants to be, I want to be, everybody watching, everybody's going to catch us the replay. We all want to be in a space where we're going to be nurtured and be celebrated and not tolerated for who we are. And you don't let these people, make you feel weak if you're in the wrong environment. And there's a lot of people that are going to listen to this podcast later and going to pick this up in their ears or watch it later. Like, yo, they're feeling really, really bad, or they're feeling really weak about their present circumstance or where they are as far as a work situation. And the facts are, you may not be in a state of weakness. You may be in a state of strength, just surrounded by the wrong people and the wrong environment and the wrong energies. And I know you know what that feels like.
Yes, sir.
Could you tell me about a time in your path when you Tell me about a time, because this would be super relatable, when you were perhaps, you talked about it earlier, you were in corporate and you felt like this wasn't the fit.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Sure. So I think it was like late 2017. I was at work and I started having panic attacks, anxiety attacks. I didn't even know what those were. It got so bad that I thought I was having a heart attack. So I ended up going to NYU Hospital. I was there for about 6, 7 hours getting tested. I mean, I was like losing myself in the hospital. And I realized that I was like just going through, these panic attacks and being anxious. And I think what that was for me, if I look at it, in the big picture, was just, I felt like it was my soul wanted to express itself, but I wasn't in the right environment to do that. And the minute I stepped into, I want to be a business owner and I want to be creative, I just started getting, stronger. So yeah, that's an example.
I love it. I love everything about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so today's question of the day for everybody who gets the LCA e-blast. I mean, you can sign up for them. It's like the top link in bio on my Instagram. It just says e-blast. It's like the biggest thing up there because I'm like, that's like the thing that I'm pushing in 2022 in joyful expansion. And if you got the question of the day earlier in the day when I sent them, you would get this one. But Esteban's going to get it fresh, and the world's going to get it fresh. It's going to be fun. Okay. So, like I said, we talk about the deep things of life, the way that Esteban seeks to increase your magic and increase your joy and increase your expression of your magic in the world. We're also talking about things as mundane on the community vibe checks. I do these every night of the week for the rest of the year, 7 days a week. We've been in here for 17 minutes only, basking in this love, beauty, with a few minutes to go. The question of the day, when you're alone at home, Esteban, and this went out to everybody, so it's a safe question. When you're alone at home, do you wear shoes, socks, slippers, or go barefoot? Hey, Sunflower, I want everybody to answer. Take a moment, Esteban, with this question. I want everybody who's watching right now in the You Show over on Reddit and over on YouTube. So good to see you tonight, and Instagram. Let me know in the comments as Esteban ponders, when you're alone at home, do you wear shoes, socks, slippers, or go barefoot? Okay.
Ready?
What's your answer?
I definitely go barefoot. But there's times, I want to say I go barefoot 90% of the year, but I want to say when it gets cold enough, you got to put on the socks too.
So it's barefoot or socks. So like the fact that I'm standing in the house in whole sneakers would like just mortify you?
Yeah. I mean, I got to be honest. As soon as I get home, I take off my shoes, I put on shorts, like I get comfortable. I get real comfortable.
Barefoot. D. Rivastello says barefoot. It is me. Nicole Marie says barefoot, of course. Y'all are saying barefoot, of course, as if it's like a thing. Like I am always in shoes. I'm always in a pair of Crocs. I'm always in a pair of sneakers. I'm always in a shoe in the house. My answer would be I'm wearing shoes. I'm not wearing a like clunk through the city shoe. Sneakers would count as shoes, Sunflower, I feel. Shout out to my mentee, Sunflower, from Memphis. We're like a global affair. You're based up here, though, right? You're in the Bronx?
Oh, right now I'm in Atlanta, but yeah, I'm from the Bronx.
You're in ATL now.
Yeah.
How'd you get to the...
I just bought a home.
Wait, you were in New York. Wait, when we first met, though, in the e-webs, in the metaverse, you were up here.
I am a native of New York. I mean, I've lived there like 30 plus years, but recently I purchased a home down here, so...
Congratulations.
Splitting my time.
You know what? I have the perfect, you know what? To a brown man purchasing real estate in these times, we oh yes. We celebrate the excellence. Oh yeah. Take your bow. Oh yes. Oh yes. Doing what's best for you. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes, we love the excellence on our friends. My thing is this: if friends and compadres of love cannot like love on each other and like give each other big ups, like, yo, you were up here, you said like, yo, I don't even know your story.
Right.
You're up here, you're like, and I don't want to be here anymore. I want to be in a different place. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna plant. And you did it, and that's what the applause is for. The applause are not just like Dumbledore claps of like what have you. The claps are that like no human on earth is an oak tree.
Right.
We have the ability to create. Could you tell us as much as you want to say before we close out? What was the impetus to just pick up your life? And you said you have a beloved. You picked up everything and went to Atlanta and purchased.
Well, it's been a ride in our relationship, number one. So this was just a peak where we needed to be, right? Where we needed to solidify our family. We have children. But at the same time, we wanted to give them a better life. And unfortunately, the amount of money that we make in New York City isn't enough homes, but we can get even better stuff, and our money goes a longer way down here. I also have family down here, so it was easier to transition down here. But it just for us to try to buy an 800,000 or $1 million home in New York, it would take us forever, and we don't have forever. So we're trying to just build a legacy, and this was the way to do it.
I love the building of a legacy. I'll always build a legacy.
It's so important. So important.
I used to be in Atlanta down Peachtree and Piedmont Park and all that area. I was a flight attendant in a former life. And so in my 20s, I lived in Atlanta. And Atlanta has many stories that I shall not share.
That's another episode.
Yeah. I'm not going to share. I'm not going to share that on here. Anyway, moving right along through tonight's programming, we're so grateful to have Estaban of the Root Wave on Instagram in our midst. Eric Clay 944 over on Reddit. So good to see you tonight. I'm doing an interview with my buddy Estaban. Would love to connect with you in the DMs. So good to see you. What a pleasure. Okay, so we have decided that there's a lot of people, a huge segment of the population that's walking around their houses full barefoot, and if it gets cold, just socks. I'm in shoes all the time. Let us know, Eric and everyone in the comments, how you are walking around the house. And I think that's about where we land our planes here. You know, every night I try to hold space for gratitude, Estaban. I know that you're grateful for connecting with people and being able to promote them and their magic and their brilliance and their creativity. Estaban would love to hear from you. Eric said socks for living, barefoot preference. I must be missing out on this barefoot life. I got to get into this barefoot life. I don't know about her.
Try it.
I will, because Eric just co-signed as well. Y'all know every night I try to take a moment. Look, we have 24 hours in the entire day, but Estaban has shared with us tonight how he lights up helping people put their magic creatively and beyond into the world. Check him out at the Root Wave on Instagram, The Root Wave, TheRootWave, The Root Wave. He would love to connect with you. And look, we have 24 hours to be in our gadgets and to sleep and to pursue this shmoney and to do all the things that it requires to be an adult. But we can take a single moment right now to just be grateful for the fact that we can move to homes and build whole new lives in
legacies
in Atlanta and build legacies. I believe that these live streams, because I've got nephews and I've got people who I mentor like Sunflower, I believe that these conversations we're having about the magic we're building in the world, I think that's part of the legacy too. I think it's intertwined. I believe in this idea of a golden cord that connects Estaban to me, and then me to the world, and Estaban to the world, and that we're not as isolated as we think we are, Eric, and others who are watching on these other platforms. Like, we're not really separated. We're really one. It is me, Nicole Marie. I can't take my shoes off right now. I'm in the middle of the podcast with Esteban. They are hurting my feet a little bit because I was singing the pre-show. I was doing a little singing in the pre-show, but yeah, I'll take them off after and switch into my house flats out of my heels. It is me, Nicole Marie says, I daydream about a moment I get to be home and take my socks and shoes anytime I'm out. To take them off. Yeah, I daydream about the moment I get to be home and take off my socks and shoes anytime I'm out. Wow. Daily Shots is here in the space. Stacia's here. Ghost Space Killer is Stacia. And Daily Shots. So nice to see y'all. I'll just wave here. We're joined tonight, just to reset the room one last time, for tonight's community vibe check. This is something I'm doing every night. We're going through the email, as it were, talking about the question of the day and the quote of the day, and the fact that today is National Sticker Day, and we talked about where Esteban will put his sticker and where he put it on his Trapper Keeper. It's been wonderful. So thanks for stopping by. I didn't know there were so many opinions about shoe wear in the house, but I'm glad about it. Let's take a single breath to just be grateful for being present for one another in love. I love that wherever we are on the planet, we're at 56 minutes now, actually, past the top of the hour, and we took that breath together in gratitude. My question for you, Esteban, you don't have to answer out loud. It's rhetorical. My question for the room, and I ask these questions every night, so don't think I'm putting on airs because Esteban's here from Atlanta by way of New York. The questions are just simple, and I'm not trying to gut check you or anything like that. I just want to that's the purpose of the community vibe check. It's a very intentional space. Are you loving you today? ? Are you being kind to you? ? Are you aligning yourself with your dreams and goals? ? And I just ask those questions every day. They're very rhetorical questions, but I just hold space because the reason why we're here for Community Vibe Check with Esteban and the reason why we're lifting our magic into the world intentionally is so that we don't leave here. And what Esteban's saying, when he moves to Atlanta with his wife and his kids and starts talking about legacy, this is a man who does not want to leave the planet with the juice of his life still inside him. He wants to manifest everything that's inside in this life, not saving for some next life, not some heaven in the sweet by and by. He wants his Atlanta Peachtree City, heaven on earth, peach cobbler heaven right now. He is aligning himself with the dreams and the goals of his life. Eric Clay says, love you, got to head out super early. It'll be in the replays for you. I'll make sure that you get it. I'll send it to you personally, Eric. But yeah, this is a man, Esteban. I love you, Eric. One of my donors and supporters here in the space. This is a man, Esteban, who is literally answering that last question. The check-in questions I ask every day. They're like the 3 questions I would ask when I was a flight attendant. Out of Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. I used to fly there for years. Listen, when you get to the exit row, Esteban, they go, are you willing and able to open that door and throw, the 3 questions they ask you? Right. My 3 questions every day in the community vibe checkers. Are you loving you today? Are you being kind to you today? And are you aligning yourself with your dreams and your goals? And you don't have to answer in the comments or anything like that. It's just something that I want to bring into focus for the community that I am trying to cultivate here along with Esteban and everyone else who comes through these spaces. Are we really trying to get all of the juice out of the fruit of our lives? I hope your answer is yes. It's a rhetorical question. I'm not here to hold you in any kind of contempt because God knows I barely make it to the train on time. Okay?
Yep.
But we're trying to align, Esteban. And you aligned with me tonight in this space on Instagram and Reddit and YouTube. And I'm so grateful, man. I'll give you the last piece of chicken right before. let me say this, though. Let me say thank you to everybody who's in the space. If no one's told you, adults don't get told this a lot. We say this to kids a lot, Esteban, but we don't get to say it to adults a lot. Maybe you're fortunate to have a community that tells you this, but I build it into the programming of the community vibe check every night because I want to let y'all know that are watching and hearing this on replays. I'm proud of you.
Proud of you too.
we say this to kids all the time, but we really don't, my brother. If you think about it, we don't say to Esteban, I'm proud of you. Clara, I'm proud of you. Esteban, I'm proud of you. Like, you picked up your life to be happy for a legacy. You chose to create. I'm proud of you and the magic you're creating. And so for those of you who are watching out here in the metaverse, listen to this podcast on the Instagram. That's my 9 p.m. You are enough alarm going off in my phone. I'm proud of you. We're getting out of bed. We're doing this adulting thing. We got bills. You got kids. We got responsibilities. We got apartments. We got toothpaste in tubes. Like, there's things to accomplish. And I'm proud of you, man, for coming on here. And I'm proud of you for living your life to the fullest for you, because you recognize, as my guru says, I talk about this almost every night on the Community Vibe Checks, you recognize that we're going to be dead longer than we are alive.
Right. Put that on a t-shirt.
So right now matters. Okay, anyway, thank you, everybody. I'm proud of you for being here. Thank you to the partners of Love City Arts for they actually purchased the internet that supports the space that we speak on. So I always like to give them love. And if anybody wants to connect with us, there's a 24/7 chat room and video space that happens over on Telegram that we cultivate within our community at Love City Arts. It's called the Love Lounge and Portal. If you want to tap into that, know what's happening in the Love City Arts ecosystem, and know about the love that we cultivate here along with Esteban. The Esteban replay is going to be there in the Love Lounge drop for everybody to, you know the internet lurkers, Esteban. You know the crowd I'm talking about. They don't really know what you're doing, but they know what you're doing.
Right.
And so what I love about us, Esteban, is that when they find us on our mark,
right,
we're being a sacred brotherhood.
Yes.
We're being love.
Yep.
We're being presence. We're being high vibration. Okay.
Love it.
So now that I've landed the plane, I've talked about, all the producers have told me, like, look, talk about the Love Lounge and the Portal, give the partners working. Now that all of that's cleared, the last piece of chicken always belongs to my guest host of the night. This is Esteban, the Root Wave, TheRootWave, the Root Wave, over on Instagram. Check him out and his brilliance and his magic. The last piece of chicken, which is an honor in the Black House. It's like the little where does your background, Esteban?
I'm Ecuadorian.
There's a little, when the rice, there's like that little crunchy part that happens at the edge of the rice.
Oh, so good, cocolon. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I saved that for you, brother. What is that piece of your magic that you want to give to the people before we say goodnight and give them this good Buddhist blessing?
The one thing that I would say to the world is your soul wants to express itself. So make sure that as you ask yourself the same questions that you asked, and as you remind yourself to be grateful, also ask yourself, is my soul expressing itself? Because it's very important.
Is my soul expressing itself? Woo! Man, this is the first Community Vibe Check guest host and guest. You knocked it out of the park. Actually, man, people have been asking me, because, people get a little skittish about shining their light, which is the thing that you and I are trying to, cure in the world. Hey, Lena. Right. And so it's so funny. We're like, come out wherever you are. You got to get this magic out of you. But people would ask me, well, what is it like to be a guest on the live? And you came on here tonight, and I don't know sports terms because I'm not that kind of human, but we just knocked it out of the park. Like, this is a perfect gathering of energy that wants to be loved in our own businesses and our own operations, but also in the world at large. And I could not have had a better first guest host on the Community Vibe Check from Atlanta. This is Esteban from The Root Wave on Instagram. Thanks everybody for being here. Check him out. Check out his services. If you stand in need of the things that he provides, slide into those DMs. Remember that the magic of your life happens in the DMs. All right, everybody, take a breath. every night, the same Buddhist blessing. If you're saved and sanctified and raised like my mama and filled with the Holy Ghost, just take it for what it is. I'm not going to take your Jesus from you. I just want you to just catch this in your heart. May you be happy, Esteban. May you be healthy.
Thank you.
May you be free of all suffering. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free of all suffering. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may you be free of all suffering. That's that.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Okay. All right. So I'm going to DM Esteban later thank yous and make sure that we, land the plane. But brother, I cannot thank you enough for being
thank you.
The first guest host of this new product community vibe check. Every day I'm sending these questions and these codes. It's fun for me as an adventure because it's one email from me. So I'm like composing one email every day and it's going out and it's got the toothpaste question and the socks question. It's like, it's making me think kind of outside of the box. And I think that the people who are tuning in are also kind of playing along with that kind of magic, that element of what Dr. Brene Brown would call play. Like we as adults, I'll speak for myself. I'm over 30.
Me too.
The long faces, the dread, like the lack of play, the lack of expression, the lack of joy, like the lack of seeing life as half full, it kind of drains out of us by this point. And I'm just resisting all of that.
Yep.
And I just want us to just be in love for however long, because people are leaving here, man.
Yeah, they are.
And we're still here.
Yeah, we gotta appreciate it.
I love you so much. I'm gonna end this so that we can have a clean cut, and then it'll go into the podcast. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Before we tag out, because I'm a media guy, could you let everybody know in your own words how to contact you, and then I'll end it.
Sure. I would go to my website, therootwave.com.
One more time for the cameras.
Sure. So it would be, you can contact me at therootwave.com.
Awesome. Good night, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Esteban.
Thank you.